Look at that, up he goes, over the top he goes. And there the beast has got him in an absolute gymnastics hold. Whips him back down. Oh, that's just brilliant strength. Unbelievable strength.
Man, so that was a good workout.
Good workout, man. I hope you got some gains today.
Of course, my brother. Let's get you started for your day.
Let's do this. Get out of here. Nice ride.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Oh, in fact, so I know you used to be a brand ambassador for, was it Land Rover?
Yeah, Land Rover. It's my favorite car.
Land Rover. Yeah. What's cooler than AC? Nobody. Nobody's cooler than AC. The only AC remotely cool as this AC is Air Excellence, and that's only for your car, baby. Hi guys, please remember to comment and give us your feedback, and don't forget to press the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Head bowed, enjoy the show. My brother, man, thank you for taking this interview. It's an absolute big deal for me. So I am honored.
Thanks, Acie. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, so you come out of the gym or you're in the gym, what are you listening to?
I'm listening to Gaffa.
Gaffa?
25.
I mean, I like Ja Praise, just for the record, but okay.
Gaffa is the one, man.
Okay, so we're going to play Gaffa and we're going to vibe to it. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. You know the words too?
That's it.
So you're still connected to Zim music?
Yeah, I'm
Even
still
while you're in South
very,
Africa?
man, so connected, man. I promise you, it brings me back home every time I now put on a bit of Gaffa. You know, I love my Tuku, job praise, you name it, man. So,
Yeah?
you know, it brings me home, man.
So tell me something, the mindset of a champion, the mindset of a sports athlete. I mean, you operate at peak performance every time you have to get on the field. What's the conditioning that you must go through to become a supreme athlete?
I know, obviously, there's a great demand on yourself as an individual if you want to make it. Obviously, you get two parts. You get the physical part and the mental part. So, the physical part is your conditioning, your work in the gym, and your diet, what you put in, the fuel you feed on, and the work on the field, your skills, and then after you've done all that stuff, you're super fit, and then comes the mental, part of it. That's where you have to get yourself in that space where you know that you kind of prepared for the battle ahead, and and as well the challenges that you're going to face, and the best way to prepare mentally is to probably write down your goals and you visualize, or you think about it every day. For myself, I do it every season, and I write down what I want to achieve, and I put a list down, and I make sure I get to see those goals every single day when I wake up in the morning, and they become a reality. And I actually start, the more I think about it, the more I become it. So that mental part is crucial. So they actually say the physical part is 20% and 80% is mental.
When do you leave?
Tonight.
Tonight? Oh, that was short-lived.
Short-lived. I got training starting on Monday, so I have to get back tonight, sort out my stuff before the week tomorrow, and then it's a big week next week. We lost our last game, so hey, coaches, not
having it.
Not having it, so we have to come with focused mindset from Monday, and then so before we actually start the week, we do like analysis. On Sunday, you're supposed to sit down in front of your computer. We've got this program that we use called Huddle. So you get on and you watch the games. So what I have to do tomorrow is watch like our opposition next Saturday, which is the Melbourne Rebels from Australia. Then I watch the games that they've played. I watch my direct opposition, see what he's doing, and then on Monday I actually present.
You present? How are you going to deal with them?
So yeah, so how I'm gonna how are we gonna? So I am the, like they call me like the mini coach.
Okay.
So they do that with players now. You are mini coaches in your own right. They want players to take ownership.
Right.
So I will present to the team what I've seen, what the trends are like in terms of their forward play, scrums and lineouts. So I have to do all my analysis tomorrow, like sit in front of a computer for like a couple of hours and write stuff down. It's it's pro to the team, man. So.
Now you've broken a barrier. A lot of artists, a lot of athletes from Zimbabwe are trying to break, have failed to break. In fact, when I think of the most important sports stars we have right now, you are right at the top of that for me, right? Probably followed by Axel Jeffries or something. You're right there at the top, but it's not. I'm not impressed by the fact that you're at the top. I'm impressed by the fact that you've been at the top for so long. Because getting to the top is one thing, right? Yes. Staying at the top is another. What has given the beast staying power?
Oh man, yeah, it's a good question. And I won't lie to you, I guess for myself it's always, being humble, through my successes, through all this, there's milestones I've achieved, and I've always had people around me that have kept me grounded. Because the success can definitely get to your head. You can get a big head and you think that you made it, and you just take it easy and kind of just live on your reputation. But what has made me stay hungry is actually like guys that are trying to take me out of my position. That are actually working day and night to try and remove me from where I am. Let it be it the Springboks or be it the Sharks. They've seen me, obviously play there for long, so they're trying to plan my demise in some sense. So I make sure that I stay ahead of my competition. I challenge myself, every season to get better, to push myself to greater heights. And I can tell you, I'm a much improved player than I was back when I started in 2007 for the Sharks.
Right.
Because I've always constantly taken, criticism, positive criticism from people. That I trust around me, people that really are honest with me, that want to see me be better. And I've taken that stuff on board and I've applied it to my life every single day, every single season, and just made that step up. So, it's kind of actually like surprised a lot of people saying, how could this guy be at this, level for so long?
I mean, you're over 100 caps now for Springboks?
I played 107 tests for the Boks. Yeah.
Jeez, man. Here's a transition I've never heard you explain. So, you might not know this, but I was about 3-4 years behind you at school. I was at Prince Edward.
Oh, okay.
And you came to play at Prince Edward. And I remember all the seniors saying, you're about to watch the show of your life. Like, this guy, I'm sure we beat you, but...
I doubt it.
But everybody was looking forward to you coming, but you were an 8th man.
Yes, I was enough, man.
And you were the most domineering 8th man anybody had seen in high school rugby. And yet, the first time I saw you on TV, I never saw you play 8th man. How did you transition from an 8th man where you're almost very loose to, I guess a loose prop now that where you're almost very
in the front.
Like, what did you back here at your team? How do you manage that, especially at a professional level?
Yeah, man, it was a big thing, and at the time, when I left, I went to the Sharks. It's actually, like you said, as a number 8. They scouted me playing at number 8, and I went there and obviously, impressed them, with my skills and my power and speed. But the one thing I was lacking was height.
Right.
And they were saying, you know what?
But you're like 6 foot.
Yeah, I'm actually here, yeah. So they were saying, for the lineouts that we do on the field, I probably wouldn't be the best suitable person to jump in the line out. So I think just my body as well, my body shape, my power in the gym, all these things kind of led to the main Sharks coach at the time. His name was Dick Muir. His name is Dick Muir. He is actually probably my influential coach of all time in my career. He's the one that saw me playing for the under-19s. And then he's like to himself, you know what, this dude could actually be in the front row and dominate and actually, become a success. And he decided, you know what, hey, let me chat to him a bit. So he invited me to his office. So I was thinking to myself, as a youngster, I'm working hard to be a Shark. I'm tirelessly, to become a part of the bigger team, the senior squad. So when I got the call from the senior coach, I'm thinking to myself, this is him trying to obviously say, hey, I'm in. He's offering me a contract. Everything I've been, working hard for is now about to come to fruition.
How much of you making it to professional sport was by default, was obvious, and how much of it was you had to work, and how much work did you have to do to get there?
I think it was definitely all work. Nothing by default, I can tell you.
Because you were a high school kid.
Yeah.
I mean, you're competing against the South African kids who look like tanks.
I know.
So how much of it was about you versus the system versus talent?
No, I think right from the onset, ever since I was at school, I think since the age of 16 when I was at Churchill, and then and I went to Peterhouse for my A-levels, I just had this, this standard of excellence. The way I trained, I used to make sure that I train super hard in the off season, stuff that was never done at that time. I would make sure that I gym and work on my strength and just on my muscle build, my gains, making sure that I keep on developing myself, from an early age. So I kind of, adopted that standard of excellence from a very young age. So it became a part of me. It became second nature. So when I obviously got approached, by the Sharks, at the time I was playing at Peterhouse. We went on tour to South Africa, played a couple of schools in Durban. And there happened to be some Shark scouts that were watching, and they were impressed with what they saw. They offered me a bursary to come and study and play rugby at the academy, and for me that was like everything I'd been working for.
And what was your mindset in high school about your talent?
At the very first time when I played the game, I kind of was discovering myself. And when I actually became really good at the game, and that's, people around me sort of saying, hey dude, if you take this rugby serious, this sport serious, you can actually become, a professional athlete. And, those people like feeding those positive words to me led, to me actually being so serious about the game from a young age and working hard on my conditioning and my strength and, everything just, that literally carried me through my career.
Were you smart in school?
Yes, I was very smart.
Yes,
what
did you get for your O-levels?
I got I think 4 B's, a couple of C's, but my A-levels were probably more impressive than my O's.
So you got 4 B's at O-level?
Yeah, I got
That's
4
not
B's.
smart.
No, you mean? That's smart, man. But you know what? This is going to impress you.
Except it doesn't matter because you still got the money. So.
No. This is going to impress you, man.
Tell me.
A-level, I did maths, accounts, and business studies, and I got an A in Cambridge maths, my guy. A-level maths. Can you believe that? Well, not a lot of folks don't believe me when I say that.
So you can count good.
Everything else, man, I'm like...
and that's what you gotta do, right? You gotta know how to count the money. Because, you were preparing yourself for a world where you gotta count a lot of money, so you just have to know how to do that.
No, man, it's cheap change.
Man, your workout made me hungry, so as customary on the show, I'm gonna pass through my favorite spot and get me some chicken in. I mean, do you have chicken in South Africa?
No, we don't have chicken in, and I miss it.
You miss chicken
I
in?
miss chicken
I'm going to
in
hook you
when-
up. I'm going to
when
hook
we
you up with some chicken in. Man, I know people who know people. So when I'm in Joburg, you can look after me.
Yeah, I got you, man.
All right,
I
let's
got
take
you.
care of some chicken in, man. Hey, we're going to get Beast some chicken in. It's US dollar price now, too.
Let's do it.
Extraterrestrial. Gafa, 25, Gafa, 25, Gafa, 25, Gafa. Ndichibura, ndaiti mafani andimbatambura. Maripa kuona inumba kusakura. Ndaiti pa 25, ashimbo vasichandinetsa kuzoisa foto patafura. Bati madiremera patafura. Kafari kudetsera ndakura.
Okay, so let's talk about your career. I'm going to ask a series of questions, and you answer them how you wish. Career highlights. The one moment, if you could take a picture and freeze it in your whole career, what moment is that?
It would be winning the British-Irish Lions series in 2009 with the Springboks. The first taste in Durban where I got a man of the match performance. That would be, special day.
The hardest player you've played against?
Richie McCaw, captain for New Zealand for a number of years. Played about 150 tests and probably one of the best rugby players, if not the best rugby player.
Who's the player on your team you can't stand the most? Like you love him, but you're like, I can't stand this guy.
Oh,
Who do you wish you could remove from the team for a month and bring back later? Just to annoy him.
hey man, who's gonna watch this show? Because I might get in trouble here, man. I'm not gonna throw my guys.
But he knows himself.
He knows himself. He knows himself.
The player who motivates you the most?
Ibn Itzabith. He's one of the probably heroes in our nation in terms of what he's achieved as a player, and he's a stalwart in the team, and great inspiration to myself.
The best coach you had before your current coach right now, because we don't want to upset him. So before, except your current coach, best coach you ever had?
Dick Muir. He coached the Sharks and the Springboks between 2007 and 2011. Definitely the best.
Prince Edward or Churchill?
Churchill.
I'm sorry, what am I saying? Peterhouse or Churchill? Of course it's Prince Edward. Peterhouse or Churchill?
No, man, I can't choose between the two, man. Both of them, contributed to myself becoming the person I am today. So I am, I'm just in awe of both schools. Love them both.
Who was the most important teacher or coach for you in high school?
It was a guy by the name of PPTD at Peterhouse. He told me a lot about being a gentleman and treating others with respect and being also a good leader.
Toughest loss of your career?
Japan in 2015.
You lost rugby to the Japanese.
I can't believe I'm even mentioning this. But we just had a bad day, man. But that's it. Let's move on.
The greatest hoo-ha moment. The moment you're like, yeah, we got you back. Greatest get-back moment.
Greatest get-back moment was beating the All Blacks. Last year in Wellington. After they said that they looked like they'll win 100 test matches at home without being defeated, and we stopped them last year in Wellington.
Who's the one player you have never, if you could take a player to play with on your team, of the players right now playing rugby, who would you really like to have on your team? Sharks or Springboks?
Somebody who's not playing anymore.
Who's current?
Ibn Itzabith.
Why?
He's one of my best buddies, and he's a fighter, warrior. You definitely want to have him on your side. Other than that, rather than against you.
Do you feel Zimbabwean or that?
Definitely feel Zimbabwean and South African. No, man, that's one thing, man. My roots, everything to me. That's why I make sure that I'm coming back home a lot more now and getting involved in a lot of projects and in sport in general. And man, I got big plans for the future for Zimbabwe And South Africa is where I applied my trade. It opened the door for me, to become a professional rugby player. So, man, I am like I say, like Peter House and Churchill, man. I love both countries, and my roots are here, will always be here. So I'm a Zimbo, but I'm also South African.
What's your favorite Shona saying?
My favorite
right now
would be Chumdara. Chumdara. I like saying that. I've actually taught a lot of my teammates to say Chumdara. So it's probably my favorite thing to say in Shona.
So sport in South Africa is very political. You cannot take away the race in the various sports. Like when you go to soccer, you expect certain race to be in soccer. When you go to rugby, it's like a very white South African sport. So how did you navigate to be a black boy, not just a black boy, a black Zimbabwean in the first team of South Africa?
I think, I'd say in the beginning, yes, there was a lot of that, a lot of division, especially with the black people saying that they're not well represented in the national team. And when I came onto the scene, I pretty much became one of the first black consistent players in the box side. And I think it actually drove me to becoming a better player, because I knew that I was representing pretty much all of black South Africa. So I had to really work harder than my opposition, or guys that were a different color that were trying to play in the same position as myself. So I made sure that I just put my head down and not really listen to the negative comments in the media, because it was something that was like the elephant in the room always being spoken about. So I kind of just had tunnel vision and just focused on my job, and did my job exceptionally well, and that's what kept me in the team. And then now, I would say the team has moved, towards a much, better direction in terms of representation. You can see now we've got a black captain, the first black captain ever, Acie Lumumba, and that has just united the nation in so many ways. And there's so many good black youngsters that are coming onto the scene now, and just deserve unmarried to play for the Boks. So I'd say the whole perception that was there has kind of changed. It's moved away from that now to actually becoming a team that represents the nation.
How do you deal with the pressure of you're the black guy who made it, so you must represent us now? You must speak our political causes, you must speak our social causes. You're the Zimbabwean who's listening to, you must say our political pains.
I think that's tough sometimes, but it's important as a sports person, not just a rugby player. You gotta separate yourself, away from politics, because politics and sport don't mix. So if people are trying,
Ali didn't separate.
Okay, yes, Muhammad Ali represented his people. I think he was passionate about his people. So he kind of spoke about stuff that was
that could ruin his career.
Yeah, that
almost did ruin his career.
It almost did, but I guess it was a different time. But
Right.
I guess, so I think it's important. There's a balance. You can speak about certain stuff, but if you want to be controversial and try and become a bit of a rebel, that's just not going to help you. It's just going to kubasa. You got to separate.
Kana wakumboita zvekudeni kwako.
You can't be like that. You can't be trying to be a politician and a sportsman at the same time. It doesn't work.
Kirsty Coventry is a good friend of yours, I know that. And she's now the Minister of Youth in Zimbabwe.
And sports and recreation?
Sports and recreation. Maybe I should have actually said she's the Minister of Sports and Recreation. Do you get to talk to her about some of the things you think we can do for Zimbabweans?
Yes,
especially kids rugby?
Yes, a lot, man. Kirsty and myself, like you said, we really, really good friends. I actually caught up with her last night. I had dinner with her and her husband. And what I like about Kirsty, for her, it's pure love for the for just sport in general, that got her into that position, and obviously what she achieved as a sportswoman. And I think, for the future of sports in Zimbabwe, for things to really turn around, we were talking last night about the structures that need to be implemented, and it needs to be something even small. But if it's obviously rolled out, then it's going to become contagious. It's going to start becoming something bigger. People are going to actually see that it can be done.
So when you look at the setup in rugby now, what isn't there that if it was there we could create more beasts?
Okay, I would say there's no structures after schoolboy rugby.
Right.
There's no place where a young boy who's excelled at school, really talented in the game, and he wants to pursue a professional career. There's no proper setup where you can actually go and get the right coaching, conditioning, right facilities, and also just get the right diet, right advice. And for myself, my dream since I got to South Africa and experienced the best of the best was always to take some of that stuff that I learned and bring it back home, and in the form of an academy. So my dream is actually to build an academy, a state-of-the-art academy, that is going to be a symbol of excellence, and it's going to really inspire these kids, to get to the next level, and bring in the best coaching, to actually mentor these coaches that are around in Zimbabwe, so they can actually start, getting themselves better. Because ultimately, if they start using the modern ways, that's going to also impact the athletes, to also become better and use better ways. So I think right now there's a lot of old-fashioned tactics that we use that need to be polished up. So I've seen a whole lot of stuff that I wanna get involved in, and my academy would be just a stepping stone for young athletes, not just rugby, So I wanna aim at athletics as well, because there's a lot of talent in athletics. There's a lot of talent in cricket. Also, I think basketball is a sport that we're actually good at. I think schoolboy basketball is really competitive, but kids can't really play basketball after school because there's no league, or there's no like a proper place where they can actually apply their trade.
What sport do you watch the most outside of rugby?
Basketball. I'm a huge basketball fan.
Yeah, what's your team?
The Lakers. I'm a LeBron fan, so I follow LeBron. I was supposed to meet him, but I didn't meet him. I went to go watch him play actually last year in LA. I watched the Lakers play the Jazz, and LeBron is like a god, man. He's a
supreme athlete. He's
a supreme athlete, and to get to him is not easy. And I thought I would just get a handshake, but it didn't happen.
Oh, it's gonna happen soon. LeBron, when you're watching TLF Drive, know that I've got some of your fans in my car.
Yes, man, I'm a huge fan.
So I want to ask you something as a performer. There are moments when you lose and it hurts. And I've always wondered, how do you pick yourself up from a defeat to be able to get back in the game the next day and win? What do coaches say to players after a loss? Or what do players say to themselves?
I think for myself, what I've been taught all along my career is that there is definitely a moping period where you drop your head and you're upset about the loss. You kind of think about it, but there's a cut-off time as well. So Sundays is usually our time to mop and mourn a loss and get over it. So by Monday, you're supposed to press the reset button.
You've done almost everything that can be done in your position as a rugby player. You've achieved what, if many achieved half, they'll be called successes. You're kind of coming to the end of your career in South Africa. I know you're going to be making some moves. So number one, what happens after South Africa? But number two, what's important to you after rugby?
Okay. Obviously, my plan going forward, Yeah, this is my last year. It's a massive year. It's a World Cup year. So I wanna play my best rugby this year. I wanna go out with a bang. I wanna leave on a high.
After that?
And then and then after that, the legacy I wanna leave as well. It's very important to me. I want people to see that I was a player that came onto the scene and really made a mark and opened the door for the next generation. It inspired a whole lot of young, black, rugby players that they could actually play at the highest level for a long time, and hopefully a lot of them will become centurions, and even go to surpass what I've done. And then also giving back. I want to be a player that is known for playing a vital role in the community and giving back. Just being a great role model to all kids in general. That this is how you live your life. This is how you treat your family, your peers. Just to be just
an all-rounded star, I guess.
Yeah, an all-rounded.
So before I let you go, there's a lot of young boys and perhaps girls who will be watching right now, looking at you, and you are probably everything they want to be at the level that they are now. If you had to tell them 3 things that they must stick by, and these are sacrosanct, what are the 3 things that must be sacrosanct to a young athlete who wants to become as successful as you did?
No, I think the first one I'll say is that dream big, because dreaming big, that's where it all starts. You gotta know what you want to achieve, where you want to get to. Then after you do that, then write it down. Put your goals down, make them a reality. Read them out every single day, and then after that, have the discipline to achieve them. The work ethic and the focus, all the stuff that you need to get there. And put all your energies towards that. And then never let anybody tell you that you can't achieve it. You can't achieve greatness, because you can. Because I was that young kid once upon a time. Who dreamed of becoming a pro athlete, a pro rugby player, and then there's a lot of people that told me that I'm not gonna get there. Come from an underprivileged background, all of this stuff, but I kind of had tunnel vision, and I just went, all out at a never die attitude, and then in the end, I am where I am today because of that decision I made, when I was a youngster.
My brother, I gotta tell you, you influenced me. We from high school, you didn't even know who I was. We knew who you were. We wanted you to do well. We routed for you, and where you are now is such an important position, because we look at you, and you reflect to us what we can become. You are the influencer that influences that influence them. So you influence people like me, and I want you to know, man, I got mad respect for you.
No, thanks,
so from one maverick to another, much appreciated, man.
Thanks, Acie, man. Thanks for having me on the show, man.
And enjoy the rest of your time in Zimbabwe. I'll hit you up when we go back. Everybody, there's the man.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, everybody, head bowed.